Hi guys, how are you doing? So welcome to episode 14 of season 2 of Inspirations, my podcast about knitting and yarn, the yarn that I dye in my Etsy shop. So it's a pleasure to be back for another episode. I'm very happy to be joining you today. So if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for joining me again. And if you're new to the podcast, well, thank you for trying me out. I hope you'll like the contents. So just the usual, informative message at the beginning of each podcast. It's very quick. You have all the useful information in the notes. Don't hesitate to peruse the notes. Also, the best way to keep in touch is to subscribe to the newsletter. It's very important because that's how Tricot Stitch works. Newsletter is sent out on Mondays at 5 p.m. French time. The shop is updated at the same time and the podcast is published at the same time. So everything happens basically on Monday afternoons French time as far as Tricot Stitch is concerned. So in the podcast you will see at the end of each episode I'm presenting the shop update, but also the shop update is presented in the newsletter. So if you cannot be in front of YouTube when the podcast is released at 5 p.m, do not fret. You can just read the newsletter and know if there's something of interest for you in the shop update, in the weekly shop update. So today, what's the plan? Oh no, sorry about first, I wanted to let you know that there is an ongoing call for Tricot Stitch. So to enter, it's very simple. Just have to post a picture of your Tricot Stitch work in progress or your Tricot Stitch finished object. So it can be yarn, but it could be also patterns. On Instagram and or on Ravelry. The hashtag is this one, and there is one skein to win every month. For this month, it's a skein of the month colorway, of the April colorway of the Sock Knitters Almanac. So that's Gourmandises. Yeah. Okay, so don't hesitate to play along. International participations are most welcome. So yeah, don't hesitate to jump in. Yeah, so the plan for today, what are we going to talk about? So first, I wanted to touch base on my design in Laine, the Litha socks. I just wanted to chat a bit about this design now that it's out, that I can talk about it, because yeah, it's been very, very difficult for me to keep the secret, because I'm quite known in my family to be the one who always spoil the secret, like surprise parties and things like that. I'm just no good when it comes to secrets. So yeah, it's been very difficult, but yeah. Then I wanted to share with you some progress on my projects. Then I bought things I want to share with you as well. Then there will be a bit of shop update, and that's it for this week. Okay, so let's jump in. First, Litha socks. So just so you know, in 2019 I decided to change jobs. So I had a regular 9 to 5. I just had a baby, my fourth, Amelia, and I found it very difficult to, be employed and just take care of my family all at the same time. And I decided it was time for me. And I mean, it was a good time for me to change jobs. I had been working as an executive assistant for like 15 years, and I thought I was done with that position really. So I decided to dive in and work for myself. Best decision ever. And that was in 2019, and I think I started really working for Tricot Stitch in, well, it didn't start officially until July 2019, but already in May I was a bit, you know, really considering working full-time for Tricot Stitch, and I was actually doing some things on my spare time. And part of these things was, initially I wanted to develop design first, and in May 2019 I came up with 3 designs. I submitted the 3 to 2 publications, and I was so hyped to have 2 out of the 3 accepted to be published. So the first were the Terraform socks, and they were published in Pop-Pam Mag, and the second one were the Litha socks to be published in Laine. But as you know, Laine decided to just take a break from publishing for a while, and so the Litha socks never went out. So yeah, I was happy I didn't do anything with the pattern. It was just sitting there, and then Laine contacted me and asked me to if they were still, you know, available, and I said yes. And so yeah, it happened, and I was so happy. So the Litha socks are here. It's a lovely pair of you know, short socks, knitted toe up with a beautiful motif that is part texture, part lace, and that is really evocative for me of a ear of wheat. And the inspiration behind this design is actually from my childhood, because as far as I can remember, there's been wheat fields around my parents' house. We changed the houses actually, they moved, but the constant thing was the wheat fields wherever we went. So that's in Normandy. And in Normandy, the summers are really, you know, in Normandy it rains a lot, but summers can be gorgeous, can be very hot, crushing heat in the day, and at night when there's been like so much heat and so much sun, when you take a stroll at night, you know, when it's dusk and the air is starting to cool down at last, and you have this beautiful scent from the wheat field that cooked in the sun, that baked in the sun for the whole day, that rise into the hair. It's like perfume. It's gorgeous, and I had that idea for this pair of socks to just put that into knitting. So that is the reason why behind the stitch pattern of the wheat ear. And yeah, I was happy I was able to do that. And then there's the yarn. So this is what is left of my Litha socks. So that's my own hand-dyed yarn, extra thin fingering, which is the perfect base for basically everything. And it's a lovely shade of pale yellow, but with a lot of, you know, visual interest, like a bit of speckle, like a mist of speckle, really. More yellow, just the slightest hint of pink, a bit of grey, just something that I wanted to be strongly evocative of a ripe wheat field in summer. So that's the why. And the last point of focus on the socks, you might have seen them, is the heels. This is actually a short row heel, but I just added a little something that makes it very special, because it has on both sides of the heel this line of slip stitches that is like it's underlining the sides of the sock, and it's called the talon souligné, which means in French underlined heel. So that's a Tricot Stitch innovation, of which I'm very proud of. I have 2 patterns out already using that heel, but I still have some translation to work on, I'm afraid. So in English it's going to be the first pattern using this technique, the Litha socks. And because I like when, you know, there is a special attention to details in a sock pattern, I really wanted this pattern to be like, you know, very well designed with a lot of of little details. I wanted these lines of slip stitches on each side of the heel to continue up the back of the leg and really framing the slip stitch pattern of the heel flap. It's not a heel flap because it's a short row heel, but the back of the heel is reinforced in slip stitches. So I wanted to continue actually the line of slip stitches up the leg and then to slowly close up in a final with pattern, with ear pattern. So if you pay close attention, there is a lot of little details. I wanted to, you know, things really very well, very consistent, and have the little I love it actually when you have just a reminder of the main stitch pattern on the back of the leg and not an all around stitch pattern. A lot of my socks have that actually. But yeah, I'm very proud of this pattern. It's been yeah, a long time in the making, I must say, because I think the first sketches I did were maybe late 2018 and early 2019. And I'm so happy and so proud to be in Laine, both as an indie designer and as an indie dyer. It's a big accomplishment. It paves the way for Tricot Stitch to move forward, and yeah, I'm very happy about that. So I hope you'll join me in celebrating that, because I mean, I've been really happy and doing little dances all around and celebrating with my husband and kids, and yeah, yes. Okay, so that's it for the Litha socks. I hope you will enjoy them. Laine is out on May the 7th. I do not offer pre-orders of the magazine because I have an Etsy shop and it's not compatible, but rest assured that as soon as I have a shop outside of Etsy, which is in the plans at one time, it will happen, I will offer pre-orders for Laine because I love that magazine. And I pre-ordered myself the 52 weeks of shawls, which I can't wait to, you know, have in my hands. Okay, guys. Next. Okay, projects. Some progress on my Edwardine boating socks, so cool. But that's not finished, and that's only the first side. Not cool. Not cool at all. I've come to realize that since I started working for myself, I have even less time to knit than when I was, you know, on a 9-to-5. So I decided to act on it. What I decided is to finally employ the help of sample knitters. So yeah, it's going to be French sample knitters, I think, because I need them to be close to me as possible. But if you really want to be a Tricot Stitch sample knitter, just email me, okay? You can just reply to the newsletter to email me and let me know that you're interested in that. There's going to be, I think I will need help to finish some projects because I'm not making any progress. It's basically some projects in Tricot Stitch yarn, sometimes Tricot Stitch patterns, and what I'm going to offer as counterpart is the same amount of yarn that you're going to be knitting in the same base, in the color of your choice. So if I'm asking you to knit a love knot, I'm going to send you the pattern, the yarn, I'm going to pay for shipping, and yeah, you will receive the same amount. Once the sample is done and returned to me, I will send you the yarn of your, in the color of your choice, the same yarn that you used to knit for me. So that's going to be I think 1 to 2 patterns a month for which I will need help. I will need help for the almanac, definitely. So I think that might be a good thing if you are in a you know, country not too far from France, where we don't have like 3 weeks shipping deadlines. I'm thinking Europe, for example. That might work because I'm going to try and take some, you know, yeah, dye the colorways of the Almanac, for example, a bit earlier in the process. But yeah, I finally accepted that I couldn't do all by myself. It's not possible. I have too much, and I need to have some finished projects for the shop, but most of all I need to have some recreative knitting time to myself as well, because otherwise, you know guys, I mean, it's always knitting, but it's no fun if you're always on, you know, things you have to knit and not things you really want to knit, because I mean, what I want changes so fast. And yes, I want to knit on that, but I want to knit on a dozen other things, and this needs to be done much earlier in the month. I mean, it's the 24th of April today, and April sock 1 is not done. Okay guys, I need to do something about that. It's not working. And also I need some recreative knitting time, but also I need some designing knitting time. I don't have much of that either. So yeah, simple knitters is going to be the answer. So if you're, you know, interested, I am very sorry. If you live very far, like in the Far East or in the United States or Canada, I'm afraid it's not going to work because it's, you know, too far and too expensive. But if you are in Europe, we could do something. Okay? Okay, next I wanted to show you, I have a finished project. Yes. This is the one. The Réconfort shawl is done. Yes. So I'm happy because it was one of my objectives to finish this shawl this month. So that's done. Clearly I prioritized this over the socks. So next step for that, I ordered yarn from my supplier and forgot to take material to test this. So next order won't be until June now. If you're interested in testing the English version, just drop me a message. And I have the yarn in the shop for June, and I think the test will be over the summer period, like July, August, and it should be published in September. Okay, so but just let me know if you want to be part of the testing team of Réconfort in English. Drop me a message, and yeah, I'll give you a more detailed, you know, schedule. And but I'm very happy because this is done. That's a good thing. I'm going to block it this weekend. And what I'm very happy about also, it's the first time that designing wise I'm super early in the process, because this is only for September. So I have other designing projects going on, so on which I need to focus. But because I decided to do everything much more in advance, the next thing I'm going to work on is for 2022. So yeah, much less pressure. Still need to work on it regularly, obviously, if I want things to be done. But yes, I'm done working, you know, in a hurry all the time. I don't want to do that anymore. I want to be enjoying much more the things I'm doing, and having a bit more time to just leisurely knit on things that are not related to tricot stitch at all. And that takes me to the next section of the podcast, because what I did is I actually, you know, I caved in. I think I talked before about a shop that I adore. It's Lucy Lockettsland, and I adore the shop. Very inspiring. I think we really like the same things. Simple knits, knitting to relieve emotional stress or mental stress as well, knitting as a way to make new friends, knitting for fun and for just pleasure, you know. And yeah, I really love this shop. Lucy, the owner, is just adorable, and she's been hosting international Zoom groups on Saturdays, and I'm joining the second one in a few hours, and I can't wait. And I had already placed an order with her a few months ago for the Shetland Journal Volume 1. And actually the Shetland Journal, is it? Yes, Shetland Wool Adventure. It's Shetland Wool Adventure Journal. So Volume 1 I ordered with Lucy a while ago, and then I saw that she was opening pre-orders for Volume 2. So I just, you know, placed the order, and then I told myself, why not? You know, her kits are lovely. I'm always amazed by the creativity, the colors, the just, you know, it's just like so friendly, so open, so simple, so creative, all the things I love. So I placed a big order that, like, there's this book that's coming, but later in the year, I think like May or June, and then I ordered some kits, and I'm so happy about them. They make me so happy. That help, you know, make the decision about the sample knitters. Yeah, because Lucy talks about that in her podcast a lot as well, and I think she's using some pretty regularly. And yeah, I thought, I mean, that's the solution, definitely. So the first kit that I bought, well, all her kits are coming either in lovely organza bags or those very handy little boxes. So that's the Hexicuff set. And this is her own hand-dyed yarn, so I chose the berry colors. It's lovely, and it comes with the pattern, and it's her own pattern. Look, it's Hexicuffs. So I don't know when I'm going to knit that, but I'm going to knit that, and it's going to be awesome. I know it. Then there's the Lockets Anemone Easter gift box, and I had my eyes on that. I had a difficult time choosing between the knitted and the crocheted knit gift box. Both are designed by Alitza, and I mean, it's lovely. Alitza Grant. So this is the stole, and it comes with, I mean, the colorways are just so spot on. I mean, look at that. That's lovely. I love it. That's by Imable, and you know that I love Imable. And those, there is a little stitch marker, and you have, I mean, the colors are just perfect. It's so happy and joyful. I just can't wait to knit on that as well. And it's, yeah, I mean, it's really, you know, recreative knitting at its peak. So that's the second kit I bought. And the last one is another pattern by Lucy. It's Locket's favorite shawl. It's a big shawl, knitted with some beautiful Jamieson and Smith and mohair and silk. You know, it's knitted, oh sorry, it's a bit messy, but yeah, this is the tiny beginnings. And this is the colorways, and it's a beautiful color palette reminiscent of the sea, and it's just the perfect knit. It's very simple yet beautiful, and it makes me think of the sea and summer and my vacations, and yeah, all the good vibes, really all the good vibes. So I'm afraid I caved in again, and there is another box heading my way for the, you know, Shetland Wool Week has a new free pattern, the annual free pattern, and this is a tam, again, a feral tam, which is called Da Crofter's Cap. And Lucy had kits, and one of the kits was actually in the same colors that this shawl, so yeah, I couldn't avoid, you know, buying the coordinated cap, because yeah, feral knitting is one of my objectives. The next technique I want to be proficient at is feral knitting. For the time being, I'm doing okay, but I just want to be, I told that before, I think I want to be the queen of it. Also, what I did buy at Lucy's is this gorgeous handmade mug. Her daughter makes them and she's incredibly talented, and I love how rustic yet how well made it is. So her daughter is Isla and she is very talented. So that's it for my, you know, things I bought. It's been very cool receiving all those. Now I want to share with you what's going to be in the shop this week. It's a very special update because it's all dedicated to the new Sarah Shearer mystery car for the gnome. So it's Nathan, and it's not just another gnome, just another gnome. So I have 3 kits for you guys. I created special colorways for this mystery car. So here they are. So there is 3 different ones. And the only difference actually between the 3 is the third color, here, here, and here. So Sarah Shearer mentioned that it was a gnome with cables. So this time around, I thought that I needed a yarn that was, you know, plump to show to showcase the cables so that they pop against the reverse stockinette background. So it was a round yarn, so that extra thin fingering is perfect for that. And then something quite light in terms of colors without too much variegation to be able to read the cables properly so that they don't get lost with the variegation of the yarn. So I kept 2 very light colors which will showcase your cables very well, beautifully. And what I did is, because I don't want anything to be, you know, I mean, I didn't want a plain yarn, I added just a mist of speckles. So you see, it's really when you are up close that you see the beauty of the speckles. It's really not much. It's with a very light hand. And there is actually all the colors in this beige one. There is, I think, 10 different colors of speckles. All the contrasting, the 3rd colors, which differs from kit to kit, is actually made using some of the colors I speckled this one with. So it's always very well coordinated. They go well together because of that. So this is Gnome de la Roseraie, so that's gnome from the Roseraie is like a garden with only roses. I don't know the name in English. So Roseraie. I think it's a beautiful light pink, and I really love that colorway, the beige one with all the speckles. I think it's gorgeous. I want to knit something like a big piece with that one, not just, you know, not just a gnome. So I'm going to show you the pink color on full skein. So here it is. It's called Fleur de Prunus, which is a beautiful tree that is full of flowers at this time of year, full of beautiful pink flowers. It's really lovely at this time of year. So this is Fleur de Prunus, and it's the colorway in the first of the kits, Gnome de la Roseraie. Then you have the one with the yellow. The yellow is slightly speckled as well. It's a yellow with a hint of green and a dash of pink, you know. Yes, there is a bit of speckling happening here if you want to see. And yeah, here as well. So this one is Gnome des Blés, so gnome, wheat gnome actually, and that color is called Lucy's Fave, because, well, Lucy from Look at Land is just crazy about yellow and greens, and when I dyed this one I thought about her. And the last one, So you have all these beautiful speckles, and the blue is speckled as well. You have just a hint of blue and pink. So it's a very, the three colors are quite dusty, just a little bit dusty, and that's how I wanted them, just a tad muted, you know. And that's Gnome du Littoral. Littoral is another word in French for a long stretch of beach, like littoral. I don't know if it exists in English. But yeah, it's just like a beach, but at the scale of a country. It's the border with the sea, actually. Yeah. So that is the blue colorway up close. You can see the speckling happening here. Just a bit, yeah. And this one is called Hint. And that's, did I show it to you? Yeah, I think I did. It's Lucy's 5. Yeah, I showed it to you. So there's a bit of speckling happening here too. It's gorgeous. So this is in the shop actually. Not the full skeins, just the mini skeins. And if you have trouble choosing between the three different contrasting colors, I have some little kits for you guys in the shop with the three. So not many available, but yeah, you get some. Yeah, I'm really in love with the subtle speckles ones. And I will also have, I have also three mini skin kits in the shop for other gnomes, but they are suitable for this gnome as well. And I have a couple of these, which were the kits I put together last year for the previous Sarah Shearer Mystery Car. So that's the Adventure gnome kit. And back to the yarn for the Litha socks. Actually, these are going to be part of this as well. Those colors are going to be part of a range I'm currently dyeing for the Litha socks as well, because you know the subtle speckling happening here is just perfect for the Litha socks. So I'm going to you know, add to this palette of colors the beige with the light speckling you've just seen. I'm going to add a very light tender green and a mauve. I think that's going to be a little bit later in the month, because I have actually to share with you, I have a calendar, because I'm going to try and have a theme for each shop update in the coming weeks. So this one around is all about Net and the Gnome. Then next week, that's May the 3rd, is going to be about the Almanac for May. The colorway is already dyed. I love it. I can't wait to share it with you. Then on May the 10th, it's going to be Rocket Tea time. So I have a bunch of different kits to show you. I'm almost done. I'm more than halfway dyeing them, so everything will be ready for May the 10th. So big rocket tees, so that's the pattern by Stanislas Valet. It's the perfect time to knit it because it's a t-shirt, a very light t-shirt, perfect for you know, just a tad warmer weather, and it's a breeze to knit, it's a pleasure to knit. And so that will be on May the 10th. Then there will be two shop updates on May the 17th and May the 24th. So I'm anticipating an Emma Ball restock on either one of those Mondays. So I hope it will be on the 17th, but if the order is a bit late, it will be on the 24th. The other Monday will be for Jimmy kits. So Jimmy is this shawl that you get when you subscribe to the newsletter, and I'm going to offer kits in the shop for Jimmy. So the plan is to have two different kits, two different bases in several colorways. So the first, because yeah, what I need to tell you is that Jimmy has a very beautiful lace border that takes up more than just one skein of my extra thin fingering weight, because almost all my bases are 400 meters for 100 grams, and actually to be able to knit Jimmy entirely, you need more than that. You need like 430 meters, something like that. So I decided to put together some kits that would enable you to knit Jimmy entirely without running out of yarn, without having to switch color for the knitted on edging, because that's some of my customers did to not be short on yarn. But what I did is that I planned some kits that will be especially made for Jimmy, so that you don't run out of yarn. So the first kind of kit will be Merkid, which it will be just such a very beautiful and luxurious kit. You will have Merkid as the main color, and Merino, Siak and Silk for the contrasting color. And because Merino, Siak and Silk come in 120 grams skein, it will be perfect because it's 480 meters. So plenty enough. And both bases are single, so perfect to knit lace. And then I'm bringing in the shop a new base, especially for Jimmy. It will be a high twist 2-ply, and I'm planning to prepare some kits for you guys with one full skein and a set of 6 different mini skeins, and I think a big chunk of those kits will be in fluo color, neon colors, like this one that I plan to block this weekend if everything goes according to plan. So yeah, that's the plan. So this will happen either on the 17th or on the 24th of May, and then there will be a cal as well. And then on the 31st of May it will be the Almanac reveal for the month of June. So Sock Knitters Almanac for the month of June. So that's the plan. There will be more to come in the coming weeks. That's the plan until end of May. And then later on I think I will share the plans for June afterwards, because I really want to, you know, be able to offer you yeah, themed shop update. There will be the usual, you know, the usual quantity of yarn each month, so that won't change. But yeah, I really want to do that, and the help of sample knitters will help me do that as well, because I will have the actual piece already knitted up to show you the results. So that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'm just checking my notes, making sure I didn't forget anything. It's almost time for me now to join Lucy and the internal, you know, group of knitters for the Zoom session. I'm really happy about that. Oh yeah, I just wanted to let you know that some articles, some aimable goodies went, well, sold out very quickly during the last shop update. So you can just drop me a message on Etsy if you want to pre-order some. You have until the end of this week to do so, because afterward I'm going to place my order, and the next order will be huge because it will be all about bags. There will be a lot of bags. So in a lot of designs, some news, some oldies but goodies, and some new designs. So if you want to place a pre-order, you just drop me a message on Etsy. I won't bill you straight away. I will wait for my aimable order to come in, and then I will send you your pre-order. Well, your listing and then your pre-order. That's what I wanted to add. So thank you so much. I am off for the weekend now. I'm officially done. And I'm going to, I think, knit on my, you know, I think the project for the weekend will be Locket's favorite shawl. Yeah, I think I'm going to, you know, have fun with this one. So enjoy your weekend, well, your next weekend. Enjoy your week, and see you next week. Bye guys.